And we learned that they're doubling the media partners that they're going to be having on the network. They announced it throughout the show. 35 more media partners.
A lot of sports involved with that. The NBA is coming to Xbox Live, the NHL, although no one really cares
Stop
about
it
that.
now. Listen, okay, the NHL I'm excited for a couple reasons. One, I'm a big hockey
Here
fan.
we go. All right.
Number two, Game Center was available on the PS3 for 2 years now. Now they're bringing it to Xbox. And they're bringing exclusives to the Xbox Live platform.
Well, that's exciting if you care about hockey.
Stop it.
So
it's the only thing that LA has going for them right now.
Well, that's true.
The Lakers,
the
Clippers
Lakers
lost.
didn't make it.
Yeah.
So ESPN's going to have 24-hour content here.
Now that's cool. Okay, so ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPNU, 24/7, all the shows.
No ESPN Ocho?
No.
The
Or
Ocho.
Deportes.
Oh. Actually, that's not necessarily true.
Well, ESPN Deportes is already on there, but it's not live.
That's true.
Only select shows
yes.
are live. I've already looked into this.
However, they are going to be having some Spanish entertainment like video.
Yep.
I know it's going to be one of them.
En Univision.
They're going to start adding a couple other different languages, which was a pretty cool thing. Definitely expanding more and more.
Yeah.
Paramount Machinima. I don't know if that's right.
Machinima.
Oh. I knew that. Just kidding.
Nickelodeon. And we thought that yesterday when we talked about Amazon Instant Video being added to the network this week, that was it. No, that was just the beginning of 35 more partners that we're going to see, which is crazy if you really think about it. That's 71 partners that they now have on Xbox Live.
It's stacking up pretty big.
You might have to consider cutting your cord and not having cable.
What?
Crazy.
Gasp.
It's insane. So,
you mean with Netflix and Hulu Plus ESPN and everything else on your Xbox?
now, granted, the 35 media partners aren't all U.S.-based. We're not going to see all of them.
Right.
That's or globally. That's international. But for the ones for America, we'll have Amoeba TV, Break Media, Comedy Central Stand-Up, which is awesome, GameSpot TV, Indie Flix, shout out Revision 3. Their network's going to be on Xbox Live, which is awesome. Rhapsody, Slacker Radio, Snag Films, the AOL On Network, the Weather Channel, The Whistle, and Twitch TV. That's a lot more. Now, hopefully, this won't take a year to show up.
Indeed.
We hope.
They seem to have been rather slow so far. Maybe they've ironed out the process a little bit more. The media platform's a little bit more in place so that they'll be able to bring them in faster in the future, hopefully.
Right.
But, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. Now, would we see? This is interesting. Now, cord cutting. So we have Comcast, AT&T Uverse already on the Xbox.
Okay. Yep.
Do you think that's still a supplementary thing, or do you think customers really might leave their cable provider or their DirecTV provider and go the route of just going with your Xbox 360?
If the new media partners increase the usage enough, that will become more realistic. The Xbox is the living room experience. The closer that Microsoft gets to that with their offerings, the more that will become a reality.
Yes, definitely.
And for $60 a year, I think they're pretty close. We're going to start seeing some higher trends on conversions from people switching from cable to the Xbox Live. I mean, I think it's coming. This year is probably going to really be the beginning, the tip of the sword for the Exodus.
I think so.
That's my opinion. I think next year at E3 2013, assuming that's the case, we'll probably hear some interesting numbers about the growth of Xbox Live from the perspective of content consumption.
You're right, and they talked about that for a little bit. They went from the number one console selling nationwide for North America, so continentally, to the number one console selling worldwide this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about that, think about the traction, and 60% of those people are entertainment users. 60% of all things being done is entertainment based, so it's not games. If that turns into 70, 80%, or you're spending 80% of your time personally doing that kind of thing, maybe the shift is there.
Well,
I know these companies that are on board don't want to hear that.
That all starts with the Xbox being the number one console in the world.
It does, and it is now. And we talked about it last night. PlayStation might not be around much longer if they keep continuing to do these things that they're doing. Now we'll see tonight what's going to happen. We don't know.
Well, I think they'll be around, but just might necessarily make money ever.
That's fair, because they were the number one console worldwide for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Now they're not. And they don't have nearly the same amount of content partners.
They're going to have to do some restructuring with PlayStation Home, but that's neither here nor there right now. So
now it feels like
what we do. What were you going to say? Is it
go ahead?
Okay, because I just want to make sure that we don't end the show without mentioning that Internet Explorer.
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay,
I was going to say I will lead into this.
Go for it. Yeah,
because I know you're excited. I'm excited. It felt like if that was the convention, if that was the event, I would have been satisfied. Wow, that's a lot of cool things. I am ready. I can leave.
They come on stage. Xbox is number one console in the world.
Here's a bunch
Explorer.
of games. Or that way too. Yeah, this is a bonus gift for me. I was all sorts of excited. The Internet Explorer for Xbox is now available. Scott mentioned in the live blog that they're finally ready with all the security features to make sure this is a safe thing. Mm-hmm. Not like the PlayStation.
Why it's been put off for so long. Exactly. We saw the disaster that was the PSN going down with accounts being compromised and weeks on end of outages. So
indeed,
it's fine if it takes them a little longer to do it right, which is, as history shows, usually the case.
Now, with that, we also saw a bunch of new, cleaned up Bing search features that you were excited about. I noticed in the live blog. Just the way you interact with things is a lot smoother.
Not necessarily new, but it seems to be cleaned up a bit from what it was before. It seemed to be rather responsive. Xbox favorites.
Right.
Play, I don't know, Avatar or whatever. This is all stuff we've pretty well seen before. They were really just showing off a little how much further that it's come.
Right.
It's not as clunky as it used to be, that's for sure. It was definitely on point. I still might take a little used to saying Xbox 400 times a day, but that's okay. I'm sure at some point it'll be sentient and it'll just know when you're talking to it.
I've noticed that, and they have this thing. It's a beta app right now called Voice Studio on Xbox for those who have Kinect. It's a voice recognition software, but it's a game that you play. So you read these random phrases like the Human Torch was denied a bank loan. You say things like that to it from different parts of the room, and you get rewarded with cool avatar things. So it's helping you build that recognizable thing, so when you're talking to it, you don't have to say Xbox. Now, with this last update, I think 2 months ago, it went from Xbox, wait for the menu to come up, and then your command. You don't have to do that anymore. Now it's just Xbox Bing, command, whatever, as all one. So it's starting to learn that way. So when it starts recognizing, now you don't say Xbox, you just go Bing Avengers. Done. It knows that, oh, you said Bing and you said Avengers. Now, it'll be funny if, say, I'm talking to my fiance and I'm like, oh, we should check out on Bing Avengers. And Xbox just does it. That'll be a little weird. Just don't talk tech around the Xbox, I think, is what we're aiming at here. Don't speak about it without you talking to it. It doesn't like to be left out. It wants to be included.
Don't say it as a non-actionable item.
Fair enough.
It'll be interesting when the Kinect invariably, like the Johnny Five head, starts following you around the room.
Yes,
and
that would be awkward.
looking at you when you say certain things.
But I even thought about it. Say I'm on the phone with you, and you have a problem with your computer. I'm like, did you check the video settings? It would go to video into settings. I'm kind of worried it'll become self-aware, and that's kind of an issue. It'll just take over and decide for you what you want to watch and not give you the option to not watch it. I don't know.
It'll get mad at you and start posting things you say around your house to Facebook.
Why don't you want to watch this today?
Why do you hate me?